Hello everybody. In this lesson, we are going to learn about qualities for a good translation. Okay? In the following worksheet, we have many ideas. So, in this case, we have the first one that says it must be accurate. And this is very certainly, right? Because most of the time, the text that you are going to translate, alright, it means from English to Spanish, Spanish, English, it must be accurate, all right, not exactly the same, but do not forget that they have to need the same message, the same idea, the same feeling. Okay, most of the time the accuracy, it's very important. Yes, of course, in the important test, because if we did it wrong, the message that you are going to deliver will be not the exactly or the perfect one for the another person who's gonna read it. So be careful about it. Okay, try to find exactly words. Most of the time it's very difficult, but you can do it with practice. And also you need help, of course. Most of the time Google Translator is a good friend, but I strongly recommend you another one that maybe you can use it later. That's Lingui. So it is perfect for you because it's according to the contents and it's general, so it will help you a lot. I'm very sure about it. Okay, so that's very amazing. So it must be clear. Yes, what is the message of this point? Easy to understand. All right, easy to understand. When you are translating, don't think about you. Think about the other people who's going to read your translation. Okay, if you translate a text from English to Spanish, let's think about this maybe for teachers in general. So the teachers from math, science, or communication must understand your translation. That is going to help them in a specific technique maybe, or something that they need to know about his or her careers. Okay, but the idea here is easy to understand. Okay, don't forget about it. Thank you. The translated material must seem natural. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. That's why we practice before some important techniques now from translation. Remember about it? Compensation. What else? Do you remember about it? Don't forget direct translation and oblique translation. Yes, that is perfect. So in this case, when we know those techniques, they are going to help us in order to make a good translation. And when we are translating, we are going to know that we are applying some translation techniques. Yes, like calc, like borrowing, literal translation, yes, adaptation, compensation, elision, and more. Okay, the language must be clear and natural. Do not forget that it depends also in the context. Alright, so do not forget about it. Use general knowledge. Most of the time we need to paraphrase some words. That is true, but do not forget. Don't lose the message, the way of the text. Okay. Here, the translation must be geared culturally to the audience. Yes, here let's read. One of the characteristics of a good translator that makes the translator stand out from the beginner or material is the ability to adapt translation for the other people who are going to read it. Yes, that is exactly what I told you, no? Think about your audience. When you are translating in groups or alone, think about the audience, the people who are going to read your tests, your translator tests. Okay, don't forget about it. If you are translating a test for students, try to change sometimes some paraphrase of words according to the audience. To young people, in order that they can understand also too. Okay, thank you so much for your collaboration here. Your ideas are amazing. and I'm very sure that you have better ideas about it. Here, the second point that we need to know about this is what makes a good translator. Okay, so let's see. It's important to know this. Yes, of course, because maybe most of you later you will want to be translators. So why not? It's very simple. Maybe getting a second specialty will help you a lot, because this is really hard sometimes. Here says mastery of both the target and original languages. Well, if you are going to be a translator, of course, most of us will be from Spanish, English, and English to Spanish, right? So, in this case, yes, that's why the first class we discussed about it, no? Your level of English. You need to know some important vocabulary, in our case for English, because in Spanish most of the time we got some words, not all technical words, but we understand them. But in English sometimes it's so complicated. We need to get much vocabulary, okay, to increase our knowledge. But do not forget, I strongly recommend you to choose one matter, okay? I mean science, engineering, education, medicine, and so on. Okay, it's not good to have knowledge of everything. Just be good in one thing and be the best, and no more. Okay, but most of the time we need to get a previous level of English. All right, so don't forget about it. That's why you need help. Yes, you need help, and I'm very sure that you are going to solve that problem using some tools like Google Translator, Lingui, as I told you, or many different softwares. But most of the time, you have to paraphrase, okay, the text, because it's not exactly the same. Because most of the time, Google Translator is literal translation. But we need to fix it sometimes, okay? So the idea is that please read a lot. This is the most important. Read a lot, something that you like, and you will be the best on it. Please. Experience in one or more fields of translation. Of course, yes, the experience is important. That's why your experience in this class or in the future classes that you are going to translate, it's that you're getting the experience, okay, translating alone and in groups, and also you are getting knowledge, okay, about those topics. And that is something really important for us, because later it will help you to take a decision. Which field would you like to be about translation? Okay, thank you so much. Wow, we have 7 minutes more. Integrity. Yes, most of the time this is especially the topic confidential material. Most of the time when you are going to develop some translation jobs, the confidential material is really important. So try to respect that. Okay, be 100% on this. Okay, because most of the time when we need to translate something, it's really confidential most of the time. It's not for fun, it's for one reason. That reason is really important. Most of the time maybe you will have the experience to translate the abstracts, okay, for your classmates or friends, maybe like this. Okay, but try to be confidential. It's just for the person and you. Do not share that information, okay? Don't forget about it. Timeliness. Yes. You have a specific time to present your activities. This is the general idea. The same will happen with us, because I will give you a specific time to complete the activity, okay? A specific time that you are going to translate all the exercise or all the tests that I'm going to provide to you. So we need this skill to do it very fast and just make a decision very fast. Okay, it's important. We can get this with practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. So we have like 11 lessons of full practice. I'm very sure at the end of this semester you are gonna be very skilled on this, and the second semester will be very easy for you. Well, you will be the best of the best. Here we have some advices about how to be a good translator. And here we have a video. But for me, how to be a good translator, something very important is this. Now all these points, these points that we're seeing right now, no? Timeliness, I mean the time is really important, because the client is gonna tell you, okay, I need this for tomorrow, and you have to do it right now. And most of the time you need to read a lot about the previous vocabulary, because most of the time we don't know what we face, right? Most of the time. So be careful about it. Okay? Try to read, get previous knowledge about it. Don't worry about it. With practice, you can get it. Of course, integrity. Be honest with your job. If someone tell you, please translate this, do it by yourself, with your knowledge, with your hands and typing. But do not translate from Google Translator and later send it. No, don't do it, please. Also very important for me, it's that, okay, the level of English is really important, but your skills, okay, to paraphrase words according to the contents is really important. And the most important for being a good translator is read and read and read. And I strongly recommend you to choose a field, okay, of translation. As I told you one more time, engineering, medicine, technical, I mean about mechanic or education, whatever you want, but just choose one and be the best on it. Don't try to do a lot of things or try to be in everything, because at the end you are not going to be very good at anything. Okay, just choose one field and you are gonna do it excellent. Okay, that is the best advice for me. As I told you many times, read a lot, get previous vocabulary, because most of the time when you take an international exam, and this international exam is really advanced, you can get some technical and vocabulary words in English that is gonna help you to be able to face problems and situations like this. Okay, do not forget about it. Translation, the most important is skills in order to catch the idea and translate it immediately. And do not forget, sometimes we need to paraphrase the words, but not all of them according to our audience. Do not forget about it. And most of the time, if you are working in groups, do not forget to share all the information with your classmates and know how to divide, okay, how to divide the information. So by this way you can save time, and also the message can't get lost. That is the most important, that if you're working with people of 4, so the 4 people think the same about the test, that you have the same idea and message. Okay, don't forget about it. I'm very sure you understand really well what I told you. So any questions, any doubts, just let me know. I'm very happy to talk to you about these topics because it's really important. In my own experience, I choose a field of education, so I try to do my best and everything about education and translation. Of course, I'm not the really best, but I have good knowledge about it. But when sometimes, for example, someone told me, oh, could you translate this? Most of the time it happens to me. Dentistry vocabulary. I found a scientific article about dentistry. Could you help me to translate? For me, it's so complicated because I don't know that information a lot. So I took a lot of time to translate this. It's not so fast as I can do it with education topics. So that is what I told you now. If you know one specific field, it will be very easy for you. But it's a different topic. I'm sure you will take your time, but don't worry. It's your job. And the most important is that try to do it exactly the same test. No, the accuracy, do not forget about it. Well, it's time, near 15 minutes for this screencast. I'm very happy to talk to you. Any questions, any doubts, I'm here. Thank you.